favor? Show of hands. 3 opposed?
Mr. Williams, can I speak?
Yes, you can.
Last 2 weeks ago, I asked for the laundry list that Mr. Bender and Mr. McCombs sent out. I never received that. 15 more charges were brought against the system past week that didn't have any concern except for one with the budget. And the other one would be with the fire employee. I don't know why our lawyer isn't here today. He knew he was supposed to be here today, and I'm sorry he didn't show up. I'm requesting a copy of the minutes from that work session, and also the vote today. And I have answers to all your questions that you sent me, that I was sent in the resolution. And I just need that. Can I get the reason why I was terminated? I need a letter why I was terminated, and the minutes from the work session last week. I need about 10 o'clock in the morning.
You don't set one time on it.
Well, I will be pleased to get about 10 o'clock.
Now you're talking about, make one man's head. The reason is the resolution, right? That's the reason.
I will turn that over to the lawyer, if that's fine. But these resolutions are bogus. You know they're bogus, and so does the board of commissioners know they're bogus.
You want a copy of this? You got a copy, right?
I got a copy of that.
All right.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Question for the attorney. The list that was read at the last meeting we had, and I didn't get a copy of this resolution, I would like a copy of that list that was read in the meeting, and you should have that with you now that you could print out for me or give me a copy. And I want to compare it to this list.
You should already have that, actually.
No, I didn't get a list then. I even asked about that then. I didn't get one
I
then.
didn't. And Matt come to hand and told us he apologized that we didn't get the stuff.
Yeah, I didn't have that one then. The list y'all read in the meeting, when the attorney was here for the Board of Elections, I didn't have that list. I'm assuming you transcribed that list over into the resolution, but I just want to compare that list to the resolution. What Mr. Chairman read.
He read off.
Yeah, he read off stuff, and you don't remember the one y'all read off in the meeting?
You're talking about the one in the executive session?
No, the one that's,
I think there was, you did not distribute that first list. Well, the first list had been generated for the commissioners and had been given to all the commissioners and had been discussed before, again, in an executive session, but I don't believe you did.
I did not get it.
That
And when
list-
he read it, he made it part of the
Public
It
record.
did become public.
and we need,
Right.
and I've never read it, I've never saw a copy, I've never
That's
asked
been
about it.
available to disposal before.
Can we get a copy of it after it's made part of the,
There should be in the executive session meeting minutes.
I don't think any commissioner
one he
left out of
read.
there with that list. We was all asked to turn it back in.
he read it in last month's meeting.
No, we weren't asked to turn it back in. You laid yours on the table. I took mine home.
Well, the reason I left mine is because there was some questions about, and it might have been me, somebody else brought up that what was discussed there might, so I didn't want to walk out there with that list, but well, why don't we do this? I want that list, I want the list you read, and just like I said, I didn't get a copy of the resolution. Normally when I get emails, I kind of answer them back saying I got something, but I didn't get it. So the one you read in open meeting, which became public, open now, public to the public. I want that list that, you didn't read it, your assistant read it, Mr. McCombs.
Co-counsel.
Co-counsel.
Also attorney of the county, Senator McCombs.
Right.
Read that. Mm-hmm. And so you were here when he read it, and also you had been given access, you'd been given that previously. I'm happy to provide.
The only reason I'm asking because things
But
have
as a
changed.
matter of parliamentary procedure, I just want to point out that I think this, if there's a motion to reopen debate or to reopen the motion, I think it sounds like discussion about a motion, rather than, I mean, if you just want to, after the meeting, I'm happy to go provide that. But as long as, just to be clear, are you wanting to rediscuss the motion that was already passed?
No.
May I ask you?
Yes, sir.
The reason I asked,
It's for you to decide.
when Senator McCoon read it, he read it so fast that I couldn't only comprehend certain topics that he discussed. You know, and for the audience to hear it, when he went on and on for 2 pages worth, you know, instead of us picking and choosing or getting a chance to do it, and then these 15 come up, I asked the clerk the next morning, first thing, was for a copy of the recording, and it got erased.
And the county manager can speak to
That's fine, but I just would like a copy he read, the 2-page hard copy that he read, I would like a copy of that.
Right. And as I told Commissioner Williams, that is something that has already been provided to all the commissioners. And
I have never received it. Y'all, let me ask you this, if you email me how to perform getting rid of them today, how come you couldn't email me the list?
I'm sorry.
If you emailed me on my email, the one sentence as to how to announce getting rid of the board today, how come you couldn't email me that list?
So the list of which, I'm a little uncomfortable speaking about things that have been in executive session.
This list was read in the public hearing.
Well, and I understand that, but what was read in a public hearing is a matter of public record, whereas the document itself would be a matter of privilege. And for that to be released as a matter of privilege, I'm not comfortable as an attorney talking about unless the whole board would vote to authorize that.
Did you give it to everybody in executive session for them to have?
Again, that's something to talk about in executive session.
But if you did, I just never have received it. And I never was one time asked about any of these line items, period. So what commissioners did y'all discuss it with?
What you mean by that? Because you was not in the
That one
executive
executive
session.
session, at what time?
Okay, that's why you didn't see the list, because you was not present at the
I agree
meeting.
with that. I'm saying that I never got the list, period. But what I'm asking is over the course of coming up with this list, what commissioners was discussing? Because I've never heard nothing till the executive session and then didn't get the list and then last month.
So,
At what point did the commission vote to launch an investigation?
I'm trying to remember when we were first asked, and if it had been in an executive session or not. It'll be reflected in either meeting minutes or in my bills.
So it would be either in the last 6 months in a regular meeting or executive session?
Yes. In fact, I think it was asked of Senator McCoon and myself. In fact, I know it was asked of us at a work session the day we had all the pictures taken. And that was the day that both Senator McCoon and myself were here. And I believe that Commissioner Nelson had asked our legal opinion at that point whether we had cause or not. And we said that was not something that we could give off the cuff, nor was it something I thought we should give openly, not being in executive session. And so, in terms of how the items that were read out on the 23rd, in terms of how those were produced, and that would have been generated starting from that date, and it would be reflected in the meeting minutes, executive session minutes.
So Commissioner Nelson brought up the fact that y'all need to look into it, and that's what started at a workshop.
When he first asked, and then, right,
And then the commission, but didn't the commission back up and vote for y'all to launch that investigation?
so again, a lot of the stuff, if you're asking me things that occurred in executive session, then for me to talk openly about that, I have to have.
Well, they couldn't vote in executive session. They would have had to come back out. They would have had to come back out. They couldn't make a decision in executive session, so they would have had to come back out and vote in regular
There could
meeting.
not have been any vote on that. But everything I do doesn't necessarily come from vote. I mean, the chairman, you yourself can correct several requests from county employees, come to county attorney asking to do things on routine basis.
I'm just trying to derive at how this got started, who started it, and because we never discussed it in executive session and brought it back out to make it a point to start to do this.
And I think as Commissioner Scott said, You weren't at the meeting or the executive session where this was first discussed.
Correct, but you already had the list at that meeting.
And I can, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
and I can attest to that, he wasn't at the executive session, but then I agree, I would say not to investigate, because I didn't agree with it, so what makes my decision not to, his to, and you just went with his, and we didn't come back out and vote. Now, tell me the difference in that? We just two people.
So I'm going to follow what the chairman directs me to.
No, it wasn't the chairman, you just said it was,
We're not going to talk about nothing that's happening in executive session.
No, we're not talking about anything happening in the executive session. We are talking about,
Mr.
you come out workshop, you said Mr. Nelson.
In order to clear this up, you was getting a copy in executive session. But before we came out of executive session, you dismissed yourself and left. When we came back in here, you was not in here.
That's true.
I dismissed myself back there.
Yeah, that's what I said, you was not
Mr.
in
Chairman,
here.
let me finish my comment. All right, and it wasn't in the executive session the attorney said it was, so what I'm asking is, if Commissioner Nelson wanted to investigate the board, and I didn't, what makes one decision, and we didn't come back and vote on anything in a meeting, and I think that's where Commissioner Bryan is going with this.
Exactly.
You automatically launch the investigation based on what Commissioner Nelson said.
I think there's a misconception here about
It is.
being an investigation.
Yeah, well, you just,
The word investigation, I don't think is
well, what is the proper word for that?
Again, as a county attorney, I'm extremely wary of a lot of this discussion. I feel should properly happen in executive.
No, let's forget about this executive session. We're not talking,
If
that's
you
just,
want a motion to go into executive session, then I think, I'll be happy to discuss it.
Let me tell you this. You wanted, you said, what you do before we do anything, we want a copy of the charges that you got. And he sent a copy of the charge to everybody.
And y'all voted and not even give him a chance to answer it. Did you ask Mr. Ross, could he answer them?
Yeah, but
Did we have another hearing to answer these questions?
No.
These questions was cut and dried. Did you give him a chance to answer before we voted?
He was sent a copy from their check.
But did you ask him, did he want to address any of these allegations before we voted on
It
it?
states in the resolution that he was permitted an opportunity to do so, and I've called Mr. Gamble twice, and he's not returned my phone calls before.
well, isn't that grounds enough not to, by you being an officer of the court, is to wait till you hear from the opposing side of the attorney? I mean, you going, and first of all, the kangaroo court, if you want to know the
I
truth.
think it's, you've got to.
We're getting off the time, I mean, we have.
We're not getting off the time.
Having our discussion.
Mr.
I
Chairman,
just want to state that,
I
I
asked,
don't vote.
well, Mr. Chairman, you remember I asked permission to speak, but,
Right. But you go around any time, the same thing.
it don't matter.
You left out of the meeting, didn't it? Big brother?
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Those minutes from the session we had 2 weeks ago, the 23rd, they will reflect the questions Mr. McCoons read in open session. All those questions, 25 or 30 questions he asked us about, will be reflected in the minutes of that 2 weeks ago. Is that correct?
If he read it, it should be yes.
And if they're not,
It being recorded, yes.
and if they have not been transcribed,
That has not been transcribed. We do have a copy.
I would ask that Mr. Minner, he has a copy of that in his office, either here or Mr. McCombs, they can fact you a copy of all those questions, because they read them off a piece of paper. I think we're entitled to receive those, since the minutes are not read after 2 weeks.
I would just say.
Any further discussion?
And Mr. Chairman, that's what I was asking.
We ain't gonna be here all night, only gonna ride around the circle, we gonna close this meeting. Now make your point, and we gonna get out of here.
I can't get to my point, Mr. Chairman. You-
Any further discussion? I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, second.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Yep.